Today I want to talk about sales tax, where you have to pay it, why you have to pay it, what it actually is, because there was actually a change in the law recently because of that one website that you can buy like every type of home good on called Wayfair. Well, the state of South Dakota was very unhappy with the fact that Wayfair was not paying sales tax in their state because they're based in another state, but was selling a lot of goods into South Dakota but not paying any sales tax. And so there was a lawsuit. Ultimately, South Dakota won. It went all the way up to the Supreme Court. And the end result, the ruling of that case, was that in every state in which you sell goods, you have to pay sales tax. Total bummer, right? I agree. However, let's talk through it a little bit because there are some thresholds and some exceptions and things like that. I'm not going to dive too deep into it because I don't know your personal situation and your circumstances about the goods that you sell, but I want to talk high level about this so that either it clears up confusion for you or you can go work with your lawyer on how to make sure that you are doing this properly. And most likely it's actually going to be a CPA that you deal with to make sure that you're handling this properly. So, sales tax, typically only due on tangible goods, physical items that you sell. So merchandise and different types of things that you would ship, those are the types of things that you pay sales tax on traditionally. There are some states that tax digital goods and digital downloads, but for the purpose of this video, we're talking physical, tangible items like a baseball cap that you sell to a consumer. So, when you sell that baseball cap to that consumer and it goes from, let's say, California, where I'm based, to South Dakota, for instance, well, traditionally, you didn't have to pay sales tax in South Dakota. You paid some sales tax in California, most likely, but nowhere else. None of these other states that you sold goods to. Now, this court case changes all that, and it is pretty complicated sort of when it applies and how it applies, which is why I recommend definitely speaking to a CPA. But there is a $500,000 threshold in sales for most of these filings. But again, it's complicated. Talk to the CPA because you want to make sure that even if, let's say, you don't hit that 500,000, that there isn't some other reason in this new sort of law that they're rolling out that does require you to pay sales tax in another state. And at the end of the day, what does this mean? It means that no matter where you're based, no matter where your shipping and fulfillment center is based, if you're selling goods into other states, you will likely need to pay sales tax in those states, every one of them that you sell goods to, depending on these thresholds that you should talk to your CPA about. But it's important because this is a change in how it was traditionally done. Again, previously, if you're based in California, you pay all of your sales tax for all of your tangible goods sold and all of the revenue on that. You pay the sales tax there to California under your seller's permit in California. Now, I mentioned a seller's permit and that you're based in California, which means that you're registered in California. And if you have to now pay sales tax in every other state in which you sell goods, guess what? Most likely you need to register in every state you sell goods, and you'll need a seller's permit in every state that you sell goods. So this totally sucks. I understand. I'm sure you're over there rolling your eyes and huffing and puffing because I feel the same way. It's a total bummer and it's super restrictive and basically just really burdensome to have all these requirements now in all these other states. So the gist of this video that I want to leave you with is talk to a CPA, or there are companies popping up out there that are specifically catering to helping people make sure that they're compliant in every state in which they have sales tax due, and they'll help you with all those thresholds, of course, as well. But make sure that you're paying attention to this if you sell goods outside of your state, and make sure that you get on top of any type of registration or seller's permits that you have to have in these new states, because they will fine and penalize you if you don't get in line with this new required compliance. So, as always, I hope that this video was helpful. Have a good one.